Just as the Spirit binds us together in baptism, so the Spirit gives life to the church, gives us all a ministry of reconciliation to join Jesus in his mission in the world. And so Margaret's going to share a little bit about the way she was able to do that just a month ago. Yeah. So, Margaret, thank you. Take it away. All right.
So I have this on my back because this is how I walked around the whole time I was there. It was TSA approved, so it was my carry-on, and I will show you at the end what it's about. So I was so excited when Joshua mentioned that the church was going to be. I always wanted to go on one, and I was so excited to represent our church in July 19th to the 26th, when we went to the Dominican Republic. You can go to the next slide. When he said Dominican Republic, or when I found out, everyone's like, oh, it's a resort area, you'll love it, you'll love it. Not going on a mission trip to enjoy a resort. Where we stayed was and you can see from these slides here, the mountain area called Jarabacoa, and we were in a little village outside it, a mountain community known as Crucero. And you can see from the pictures here exactly where it is in relation to the island, right in the middle, so we did not get the sea air. It was very hot, and you can see where it is in relation to the United States. You can go to the next slide. Okay, the mission trip is hosted by La Mesa Ministry, and our missionaries that lead the ministry there are Carlos and Kimberly Verhoost. And they love hosting teams from the U.S. and Canada and watching God's kingdom expand through the linked arms of North Americans and Dominican believers. So they use the image of a table, and the table creates, Carlos and Kimberly use the image of a table to open space for stakeholders in churches and communities to come together, exchange ideas, find goals, and complete plans that have positive impacts on the island. They call this setting the table, and for this reason their ministry is called La Mesa, Spanish for the table. So we worked with Kimberly mostly. Carlos has had some health issues, but it was really great meeting him and getting to spend time with him as well, but she really led everything. You can turn the slide. And here's the team here. And I was so proud and happy to represent our church. We were also with Christ Community Church and Flatlands Reformed Church. And we came together and we were family right away. We had been doing Zoom meetings for months. And then the week before the trip, we met here at the church and had a lunch and assembled supplies that we took down and shared with the community, from school supplies to health supplies to food, clothing, and we became family right away. So there's the whole team there. We're the community center there. Go to the next slide. So we started the week, we got there like Saturday night, Sunday morning, 1 in the morning, but we went to church the first Sunday, and the church we went to was La Vide Church, and that's the church where most of the construction projects took place. And this afforded a time for worship, and while we were on that Sunday, we took, everyone came back to the villa where we were, and we had a time for prayer, fellowship, food, lots of great food down there. We were fed well, and a pool, and it just was a nice, almost a retreat feeling to get to know the people of that church. There had been teams previously that had gone. You can go back. It's okay. There had been teams that previously have gone 2 times before, so they were very familiar with the community center and the church. And these projects that we went to do this time are a continuation of work that was started. So you could see there were already relationships developed. So Monday through Thursday was when our work began, and we were divided. There were 12 of us, and we were divided into 2 teams. One team worked on the construction at La Vide Church, and the other team, we worked at the community center and other churches nearby in various capacities, and I'll go into detail on the next slides. The next slide, this shows the mission work at Levid Church. And the long-term goal is to complete the Sunday school classrooms. And the only time they get support is when mission teams come, so the whole process is very slow. But in this week we were there, the team that worked at Levid Church, the projects they completed were they ordered and helped install windows and doors in the new classroom wing of the church. They prepared and applied cement protection over a U-shaped area in the roof that continued to collect water. They prepared and applied sealant in parts of the roof to help with water damage. They prepared and painted the exterior church sign, and you can see that on the bottom left. And they prepared and painted the staging area of the sanctuary. So a lot was completed in that short amount of time, with just about 6 volunteers and a couple of church members. Okay, on the next slide, this was the other team, and this is the team I was mostly involved with. This is the mission work we did at the Crucerdo Community Center. And some of the things we did up there on the top left, that is the panaderia, that is their bakery. And we assisted in cleaning the bakery, organizing it, and it needed a lot of help. So we really did some grunt work in getting that cleaned. And then we baked with the community members, mostly young adults and children, and they used this as an opportunity to make a little money, just to give to the community center and just to provide some source of income for the members there. At the community center, we also did health seminars, which was led by Elisa, a dear friend she became to me, good friend of Nancy's, and she was wonderful in leading these health seminars about wound care, self-esteem. We provided daily programs for youth, even a day of vacation Bible school. We assisted in painting the walls out front, and you'll see some pictures and a video of the handprints. And I want to thank Nancy again, because I was like, what can I contribute? You know, I'm not a nurse. I know I'm a teacher, and there'll be a little bit of Sunday vacation Bible school opportunity, but she says, your music. So I said, all right. So I was able, the reason for this is it's a foldable guitar, which I unfolded over there, and I was able, I'm going to play it in a little bit, and I was able to take that everywhere I went, and I could play. I could let other people play. There were so many talented musicians, and it was just great. That got used so often. So thank you, Nancy, for helping me with that. God working through all of us. So on the next slide is actually a video. There's so much, I feel like, you know, Gary asked me earlier, are you nervous? I said, the only reason I'm nervous is I want to do justice to this, because it was such a phenomenal experience. And it's a phenomenal experience, but it's also like, it just like, how can I make it mean something to you? Why is it important that we do that? Yes, we are disciples and we go out into the world, but why this specific project? And I was thinking, there's so much out there that needs to be done. And one of the things, every night we would have like a little Bible time together, a little worship time, and we would talk about Jesus moments or something that struck us. And on the last day, I said something, I said, you know, whenever I go on trips like this, or I'm with a variety of people, there are so many needs in this world. And yes, this is a need, so many needs. How do I make a difference? And I said, it reminded me, the answer kind of came to me. I read a book recently called Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. And in this book, it's about a child, a 9-year-old, who's very brilliant, maybe a little bit on the autistic spectrum, but very communicable, and he was very close with his father. And they had gone on a walk somewhere, and he was very perceptive for such a young age. And he said to his dad, Dad, there's so much in the world, so many troubles. Like, how does anything make a difference? What can I do? And the father said to him, pretend we take a walk on the Sahara Desert. And the little boy looks at him, and he said, as soon as you take a step, you shift a grain of sand. which in turn shifts other grains. And that's how you make a difference. And God put me in this place at this time. I'm like the whole time thinking, there's so many needs. You know, why here? This is actually a very comfortable missionary trip, but it's where God needed me at this time, and he will put us all where we need to be to do and complete his work. So right now I'm going to share the video, which will be followed by another video I'll explain when we're done with this one. But this kind of gives a taste of the feeling there.
Gracia sublime es, perfecto es tu amor, tomaste mi lugar, cargaste tú mi cruz, tu vida diste ahí, y ahora libre soy. Jesús, te adoro por lo que hiciste en mí. Pusiste en orden todo el caos, nos adoptaste como tus hijos, el Rey de Gloria, el Rey de Majestad. El que gobierna con su justicia y resplandece con su belleza, el Rey de Gloria, el Rey de Majestad. Oh, gracia sublime es, perfecto es tu amor, tomaste mi lugar, cargaste tú mi cruz, tu vida diste ahí, y ahora libre soy. Oh, Jesús, te adoro por lo que hiciste en mí. Levanta tus manos al Rey. Digno es el Cordero de Dios, digno es el Rey que la muerte venció, digno es el Cordero de Dios, digno es el Rey que la muerte venció, digno es el Cordero de Dios, digno es el Rey que la muerte venció, digno es el Cordero de Dios, digno, digno, digno. Oh, gracia sublime es, perfecto es tu amor, tomaste mi
but it just was a phenomenal experience. We got so close to each other, and you could just see the growth of goodness around us, how we affected the communities, very poor community, but they had that heart and soul in them. And whenever the community center opened, they would come. Kids would come down the street. There was the community dogs. I mean, it was just a phenomenal experience. I have one more slide, a video, and it's a thank you from our missionary, Kim.
Hello, this is missionary Kimberly Verhulst talking to you from the beautiful mountains of Dominican Republic. And both my husband Carlos and I just want to say a humongous thank you to the New York team and to all of the people who made it possible for them to come and serve with us. God has been moving in mighty ways, and just watching deepening relationships between folks from New York as well as La Vide and Crucero has been an encouragement to us. It has shown the love of Jesus in many, many ways, and it has furthered God's kingdom work here. There is already fruit, and we know there's going to be even more fruit. So thank you, thank you. Please continue to keep in prayer Jarabacoa, Crucero, and we look forward to seeing even more of you here or in the U.S. Thank you.
Okay, and in closing, I just thank you so much. I was so proud to represent our church, and I felt so supported. The team felt so supported by our church. The supplies you gave, providing the lunch, and they just knew that the love was there from our church. So I know they're going again in another 18 months, and hopefully more of you can join because the need continues to grow, but we're making a difference. And in closing, we did Jesus Loves Me a lot with the children, and I have it on the screen, and the second part we'll try to do in Spanish. You could try your best with me. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. I'll go a little slower here. And for those who speak Spanish, I don't do it really well, so. Cristo me llama a mí. Su palabra dice así. Todos pueden ir a él. ¿Quién es nuestro amigo fiel? Si Cristo me llama, si Cristo me ama, si Cristo me llama, la Biblia dice así. That was pretty good. We'll just do it every week so it becomes automatic. So again, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I'll just say while Margaret is transitioning, I'll just say too, thank you. We know that Margaret is the one from among us who we sent and who was able to go and be a part of the mission team. But all of us were a part of the mission because y'all were very generous in your prayers and in your giving of supplies and of finances. And so every one of us was a part of this mission team together and joining together with our sister churches in East Islip and in Brooklyn. And I just have to ask quick, Margaret, was that, I think, one of the young adults from Brooklyn who had the Packer shirt on in all the pictures? Or was that someone from the DR? She was from the DR. See, it's God's team around the whole world. No, that was great. But a thank you to all of us. We all played a part in helping to send Margaret. Margaret, we're so grateful for just sharing some of the stories of how God was at work and moving in you and through you on the trip.